Hello and welcome to Mr. Kyle's Orchids. It's very late December, it's after Christmas. This will be the last video of this year that I'll put out. Um, just want to take a moment before I show you around a little bit more. Don't really have that much to update, but just want to take a moment to thank everybody for watching the channel. It's been orchids since a year and a half ago. I think it was May 2024 that I switched totally over to orchids. I was doing soap. I was making soap, and that didn't go well. Any rate, so I just posted an orchid video, and I got 50 viewers over a couple days, and that was really cool. Um, Turned out like Rick L caught my video and mentioned me in his video, so that was kind of fun. And so I'm just doing it for fun. I don't know a lot about orchids. I'm learning. Um, I've had Phalaenopsis. I've said this before for 30 years, killed thousands, I'm sure. Probably not thousands, but anyway, I killed a bunch. Learned over the last few years through the Facebook orchid groups, um, how to better take care of those, and then that branched into this addiction of orchids that I have now, which literally happened June of 2023, where I branched out into different orchids other than Phalaenopsis. Those I still have one of the two that I got from Brookside Orchids in California. Um, had to divide one. Anyway, so thanks for subscribing and watching a newbie make a lot of mistakes. I have some successes so far, but I just still don't know. Still don't know what I don't know, obviously. But there's a lot of people out there with decades of experience who know out of trial and error what to do and how to better care for their plants. And I'm there. I'm just learning, which is good. It's nice to be learning at my age. I'm in a career now where I've been there over 30 years. And so people come to me with lots of questions because I have the experience. Here, I don't feel I could give you that guidance because of my experience so little. But you can watch me crash and burn, kill some plants, grow some nice ones. But, thanks for coming along for the ride. Obviously, not in it for the money. That'd be nice one day, wouldn't it? But anyway, so some of the things I've learned this year is that I say so anyway a lot in these videos, and I apologize for that. I'm trying to be conscious about that and not say that anymore. So moving on, I wrote some things down, which is dangerous for me because I'm not very good at scripts. So I didn't really script it. I just gave myself some bullet points. So here we go. What I learned this year is obviously that I don't know it all, and there's a lot to learn. Um, I sometimes feel like I know it all, but I don't. I need to keep that to myself because I don't. I'm still learning and still able to learn, and that's a good thing. Um, and there's just so much out there about these plants. There's so many different genres. There's so many different ways of growing them. So many different climates that they can be in. It's mind-boggling. I'm learning that I am an intermediate to cool space when I'm indoors. Outside, I'm intermediate to warm because of where I live. The so I can't really do much about really warm weather orchids, except for they just have to survive in my conditions. And if they don't, we'll move on. Um, Sorry for the long pause. Okay, lost my train of thought. Trying to come back, keep messing up, so I keep having to start over again. I apologize for that. Hopefully, I'm back. So yes, I have learned that I am cool intermediate indoors. Outside, I'm warm to hot, or intermediate to hot. Um, Personally, never mind. Um, last, I don't know, not really last night because I'm always learning and you can't stop. But and I'm not immune to viruses. There was a time when I first started this, like, oh no, I'll never get a virus plant. Well, jokes on me. Had a few viruses. Got rid of 7 out of 9 Vandas this fall. Um, it was kind of a blessing in disguise because I really didn't have the room for them. I'm at my capacity, and I say that, and there's at least 10 more plants in the mail coming to me. Um, and I have a couple of virus tests out here becoming room temperature because a couple more I want to test. The 2 remaining pandas, I want to test them again to see how they go. Um, so that's it for that little subject. I'm sure there's more I'm going to think of as soon as I stop this video. Wanted to show you a stack of things. Hold on a second. Okay, so I um, had to cull a lot of plants this year because of they were just weren't performing, or the ones that were virused. And then I'd keep a little old orchid pot, and I put the labels in there that for the orchids that go to their over the rainbow bridge. I don't know where they go. Anyway, into the trash. Um, anyway, so I had to go through. There's the iterate again. Sorry. I went through my little thing, and I started pulling out labels to give an idea of how many I culled this year, or how many went away. Some died, some got thrown out, and that's this year's. I did one of these videos I think last year, and I only had like 7 or 8 plants that gave up on me, or just weren't cutting it. That's a lot. Um, Last count I had, well, one point in the summertime I had 209. Then I counted at 192, and then I recounted again. It was 197. I'm not even sure where it is now. Maybe I'll count, put jump pause and count, and come back. We'll see. But anyway, that's all of. That's not even all. I think there's a few more in here that I just didn't pull out because I don't have any more room on this little table. All right, so there's that. Got them all back in their little pot there. I'm gonna need a bigger one. And it's briefly went through my head. It's like, oh, I must be a bad grower if I have that many die. Well, that's debatable. Anyway, so it's I heard it. The five I pulled 5 in the last like 3 weeks, and they didn't. There were 3 were in these pots that you're looking at right there. They weren't even rooted into these at all. They were repotted this spring around May. It just didn't like me, so they went away. So why are those there? Those are there because I want to know how much moisture the rock, lava, and charcoal combo I've been using retains, and for how long. So I watered these 3 um, this morning when I watered everything else. um, and I think over the course of 3 days, I'm going to check them out. Original thought was going to start here and go that way, but this one's less full. So maybe I'll check that one out tomorrow. It's less full and see how moist it is down at the bottom. And then same, I'm going to go Tuesday, Wednesday, today, Sunday. So that will end up being in a different video. You might get one of them in because I'll finish this video up tomorrow, which will be Monday, and we'll probably see the result and how wet that is still tomorrow. Now it's been moist. It's raining today. Inside, since I watered, it's been hovering around that 70, 75, 76% humidity, depending on where you look in here. These all have the humidity trays, so that's sticking 76 down below. Down there is it's very humid, 82. That's a cooler shelf. It's also 70. Then up here it's 73%, and then over here is 62%. And then we get back over here where I have humidity trays, and I have a ceiling fan going on, so that's 61, 74, and then 66. So I have those all over the place. Um, because humidity is actually not consistent around this room. Like over here, this is reading 75. The sensor for it is hanging off a light back there. Anyway, and then over here on my grid wall, 64%, but that's also hanging up there behind that. Kikosato. No, that's not Kikosato. That's Fushu Glory. So anyway, we're over here. Just take a little look at these guys. It's my better grow bag, baby. Little stars. This tag I just stuck there when I mounted it, and I can't get it out. Roots are holding it. I'm gonna get some yellow blooms over here from this Richard Mueller hybrid. So, but let's see, moving on over here. We've got some fowls opening up. That one's opened on me the other day. Didn't notice it until I was editing the video for Christmas. And then this unusual color. Can't tell if it's orange, if it's salmon. In this light, it looks orange. Some lights, it looks peach. I don't think it's going to be sunny tomorrow, but I'll take it outside because it does change colors depending on the light. That's a no ID foul. And then my Tillandsia back there that I just got is blooming. I think we saw that in the video. And I just want to take a little closer look at this new plant I got. Myself a little Christmas present. I've seen this in the video. But it's almost fully open now. Um, I really like it. And they really popped open Christmas morning. Started popping open those guys down there. Wish it was fragrant, but it's a nice flower. I like it. Seems to be a compact little oncidium down there. Yeah, we'll see. And then we'll take a look at this Forsythia. Waited 2 years for that to bloom. It's funny. I really would have liked it in bloom 2 years ago. I do like it. It's just not as exciting as it would have been when I was fresh at this. I don't know if you know what I mean, but yeah, it's unusual. It would be better if it had more than just one spike, I guess. And then my Kai still in bloom over here. This is Louise. And then my Renee Marquis is still in bloom. I really like that flower. Okay. Let's take a little look up here. This is oldie but goodie. I obviously not full open, but this one likes to bloom and stay in bloom for a long time. And I moved it up here 2 weeks ago, a week ago, something like that. And in the process, I shaved off. Let's see where there's no bud there. That one, there's another one, and the other one I shaved off too. So yeah, there's that. And then this is going to be a white fowl. I'm excited to see that big spike. I'm about tripping over everything. So I'm walking backwards in my space. Okay, I'm going to virus test my Mingus, Cura Green Mingus Vanda, and we'll see how that goes. You're supposed to get 0.15 grams of foliage for the test, and that's barely enough over for me to worry. Anyway, so I heard it. Did you hear it? Anyway, stop. I'll be back. I was going to show you some of this process, but the tripod on this wasn't working well, and phone fell everywhere. So anyway, I got that sufficiently mashed to get it's kind of green in there. And then we'll stick the test strip in there and see how it goes. We've got to wait about 15-30 minutes. Usually you'll know pretty quickly, but hold on. All right, so I got it in there. That's right where it's supposed to be, and now we wait. And it can suck up liquid pretty quick. Let's see how it's slightly turning pink there. It's going up. So the control line's up higher, and then the virus line is probably being passed right now, which is be a good thing. But we will have to come back to this and see the results. Meanwhile, I will take a sample from my Bangkok sunset. All right, so here's the Bangkok sunset test strip here. There's that one, and so far there's this one. It's only been a few minutes, showing negative now, but we'll come back and take a look at that in about 10-15 minutes. See look how much that absorbs that pretty quickly. But anyway, we'll be back. Did it again. Sorry. So I did a third one. I testing my Enantia Key Largo Sunshine that I got at the one of the orchid shows I went to last year or this year. It was underneath my Nodosa that tested positive, and it dripped on this one, so I just wanted to check and see. So far, just the control lines are on my Bangkok Sunset and the Cure Green Mingus. All right, we'll be back. Okay, so it's been an ample amount of time, and everybody is negative, so this is very good. I'm relieved. So there they are. Control line showing only. Okay. All right, I will drop back in tomorrow, and we'll check on the pot, see how wet it is. Hopefully not too wet, and then I'll say goodbye for the year. Sounds sad, but I'll be back. Okay, so it's been 24 hours, and we're going to take a look, see how much moisture is still in this one pot today. I watered it yesterday. Of course, you know that. Okay. So it's moist but not wet, so that's a good thing. That's what I was hoping for. So I'm going to assume the other two are going to be drier. If not dry, definitely dry by Wednesday. Okay, well that's good to know. Moist but not wet. I'm going to close out this video, and that'll end it for Mr. Kyle's Orchids in 2025. We'll see you next year. I will try to stay consistent with putting out videos on Mondays. Not always going to be the case depending on what's going on in life. But thank you for watching. I do appreciate it. If you're new to the channel, thank you for subscribing. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe. It's free. You guys have a great day. We'll see you next year.